And Nathan, firstly, appreciate you doing this, man.
Of course.
I think we'll just get this out of the way, bro. Obviously, a very personal thing for you being doing the push-up challenge.
Yes.
I just want to talk about what that is.
Yeah. So, this is my second year doing the push-up challenge.
Yep.
Did it last year. It was great. I'm like, I gotta revisit again. A lot of people don't know what it is, though. They're just like, oh, push-up challenges. Drop down, give me 20, pretty much, yeah? It's a bit different. Push-up challenge is a challenge which runs through the month of June, every year, in Australia at least, where the whole slogan with it is push for better mental health. So the number of push-ups you do, like last year it was 3,139, which represents the people who unfortunately did kill themselves in the year of 2020 in Australia. So shocking number that it got to that. But then it's even worse this year, where we're going off 2021's numbers and it's increased. So it went from 3,139 to 3,144. So it's something which is very much slept on, I guess, mental health and suicide prevention and all that. So any funds raised go to help in that organisation. And yeah, pretty much the whole push for better thing is to just obviously keep up your physical fitness, as well as raising awareness to check in on a mate every once in a while, which I feel like has kind of died down in the past few years, which we need to bring back.
Yeah. Because obviously there's a lot of challenges, there's a lot of things you can do out there. What drew you towards wanting to help out with the suicide project?
I guess, without going into too much, a bit of personal experience.
Of course, yeah.
And whether that be myself or others that I know who are close to me, who've gone through similar or are still going through that, I guess it's just a big thing of they're pretty much at rock bottom and they think there's nothing else. And for me personally, that's how I thought. But coming out now to where I am and how I just want to constantly grow mentally, physically, spiritually, day in, day out, I really want to advocate to help people get to the same level. Because I'm having fun up here, but everyone else is down there. So the main thing I want to do is help bring everyone else up, because no fun sitting at the top if you're the only one there to enjoy it.
Thanks. No, that's a good point, bro. Also, much respect for you to being able to do this.
I appreciate it, yeah.
If you just want to state how old you are, Nathan?
17.
So you're still in high school?
Yes.
Oh, look, I'll put this on camera. I'm not sure if you're aware, bro, but you're one of the very few 17-year-olds that's still in high school, not just is in the shape that you are, but is actually raising the awareness for what you're doing. So props to yourself for that, bro.
I appreciate it, thank you.
It
took a while.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, if you want to talk about that, because just the mental challenges you've had through, you don't have to go into too much detail, but just, obviously this is about a pretty dark topic, but if you just want to talk about a few of like your mental challenges with
everything under the sun.
Pushing better. Yeah.
Everything under the sun, pretty much. You name it, people don't think it because they see me now, probably been through it. And if I haven't been through it, I've probably heard from close friends who have been through it or are going through it. I guess the whole thing with Push for Better is I just want to keep promoting mental health as much as I can, because I feel like that's a topic which is very dear to me, again, through the experience from myself and through those close around me. It's shocking. Like, there's stuff that people go through that people just don't realise. It's terrible. And even some of my good mates who have been through it, and yeah, still going through it, they are so afraid to talk about it, because it's something in society which has been slept on. And this is very controversial, but there's a thing going around, men don't have feelings, men aren't meant to feel. I'm not directing this directly at men, but they go through the wars, at least with what I've heard and what I've been through. They go through the wars every day, day in, day out, and it gets slept on a little bit too much, I feel. So that's why I want to try bring it into light as much as I can, and try help make sure that that statistic goes down for next year. Because I love the push-up challenge, I love staying fit, I love doing the push-ups, but the fact I got to do more, it's not just about the push-ups anymore. Like, it goes deeper than that.
In terms of going through mental challenges, and obviously, you know, you're in a much better place now.
100%.
Obviously not perfect, but you're much better than where you are.
Exactly.
What was the turning point for you, and if you don't mind saying what it was, but like how, like what mentally switched for you that allowed you to kick into that zone?
I won't lie, you were a bit of a contributor. Like we said in the podcast, just being around similar minds, and you obviously from early on when I met you showed that growing mindset, and then those car drives that we'd have going to work, or just like when we're at work or just chatting around, those growing mindsets, that kind of brushed off onto me, where it's like, fuck, he's doing good. And I'm like, why am I doing good? He's only like 2 years older. And then I was like, you know what, I gotta do something like that. And then when you went away, I was like, shit, alright, let me make sure that when he comes back I'm different. I tried to do that on both your 2 stints that you did in the US. I hope I succeeded somewhat a bit.
Do you remember what you said?
Oh.
Before I left? You made a promise.
Oh, I promised I'd be a completely different person to when you met me. When you met me.
Yeah.
And did I fulfill that?
You did, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
That's the goal complete. Yeah.
Like just in like your day-to-day habits, like are there little things that you could do that you could potentially give to someone who's a bit struggling right now?
I guess just my thought process on how I went through the day. It was something which flicked to me, which I still do nowadays. If any bad stuff happens, I let it sit. Like, bad stuff happens every day, during the day. I let it sit, and then when I get back home, I'm in my bed, I do a lot of reflecting now, which I didn't used to do. And I found that has helped me tremendously. Because when I'm sitting there reflecting, I look over at the day and I'm like, well, this happened, someone said this, someone did this, or this didn't happen, which I wanted to happen. If all I can worry about at the end of the day is what someone said to me, then I'm living a pretty good life. Because it comes down to that gratitude thing where there's people who have a lot less than you. And you might not realize it, you might think, oh, fuck, like this is it, there's nothing left. But once you actually realize, like, yeah, some people have it like a lot less than what I have. I'm grateful to live in the house I do. I'm grateful to have the electricity, grateful to have food on my plate every night. I'm glad to have a mum and a dad. I'm grateful to be at a school. Just going to school means so much to some other people in those third world countries, which we just take for granted. And now we're just like, oh, I hate school, don't want to do it, it's boring. But like, people don't understand the privilege they're given to just go to school. And then I think that was a big thing where I'd look back at the day and I was like, if all I can be upset about is what someone said to me, compared to what other people are going through, I'm living a pretty good life. And I took that forward, and I will continue taking that forward until it does me wrong. But it really helped put things into perspective. And that was a big thing for me coming up, where it's just, is it really that big of a deal when you think about it? And most stuff in an argument, if you're in an argument with someone, yeah, some hurtful words can be said, but you can always have a conversation with them afterwards when the dust settles and just be like, hey, there was some things said that we shouldn't have said, are we cool? And then if all I've got to think about at the end of the day is a little argument, pretty good. Because the rest of the day was fine, so why would I let 10 seconds ruin it? It comes back to this thing where I saw, it's like you're given, let's say you're given $86,400 a day, and you had the whole day to spend it, but the next day it would go back up to $86,400. Would you worry about if someone took $10? Exactly. There's 86,400 seconds or something like that in a day. Why would you be worried about if someone took 10 seconds of your time to say something hurtful to you? Because you're going to get another one. You're going to get another 86,400 the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So why would you still hold on to that thing 5 days ago? That little 10-second engagement with someone, altercation.
That was a good one. I appreciate it, bro. We'll wrap it on there, but I want to ask you one more question.
Go for it.
If you could, in bullet points, if you could leave the viewers with 3 things that they can do to help with their own mental health on a daily basis, what would they be?
Reflection is definitely one. Reflection, like I said before, has been very big. So definitely just take some time in the night as you're sitting in bed just to go over the day and what happened. Try, after you've reviewed the day, look over it and be like, okay, this good stuff happened. Let's work on that and build on that. Like I think you said in your talk, compounding off it, where each day just gets better and better. So compounding on the previous days, so reflecting, compounding on the previous days, only focusing on the good stuff, and then taking a perspective and trying a different perspective on things where you really put into view what you have and express gratitude daily.
Cool.
That would probably be
Appreciate it, Nathan. Brady, any last words?
Push for better.
Happy days.